Welcome to the Chef of X podcast.
The chef and the sheep thing. Did I ever explain that to you?
Kind of.
I have a better explanation.
You're talking about your recipes?
Well,
like the creator's the sheep, right? Or is that the chef?
That's the chef.
The chef, okay.
And the sheep is the non-creator, but the follower, which is not a bad position in and of itself, but it's not the creator or not the doer.
Got it.
And so here's the updated version of that. Let's say you're talking about, there's a difference in how you talk about it when you're talking about different numbers of goals that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have one goal, then if you're progressing toward that goal, you're taking steps toward that goal, then you're a chef.
Okay.
And if you're not, then you're a sheep.
Okay.
If you have multiple goals, then if you're progressing toward any one of your goals, you're a chef with respect to that goal, but a sheep with respect to the ones that you're not progressing toward. So you can be a chef and a sheep at the same time with respect to different goals.
Got it.
And then if you look at the set of all possible goals, then the ones you have, the things you're pursuing, are minimal when compared to the infinity of all possible goals.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, you're always a sheep because you always have, well, most people have a finite number of goals, but there's an infinite number of goals that you could have that you don't.
Yeah.
So if you're talking about one, it's chef sheep. If you're talking about multiple, it's chef with respect to A or sheep with respect to B. And if you're talking about an infinite number of goals and you're comparing what you have to everyone else or to everything that's out there, you're a sheep with respect to all of the goals that are out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I usually wear the sheep stuff. So this is the sheep sweater, and it's because it's from the infinite goals perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But the one most people are familiar with is the one goal perspective where you're either a chef or a sheep.
Yeah.
And one of you is, moving closer toward a goal, the other one's not. Yeah. But anyhow, that's the basis of that.
Because I always see the sheep logos on your merch,
Yeah. And so it's confusing why I would have the sheep if I could just have the chef, right?
Yeah.
It's because it's the infinite goals perspective where
Okay.
no matter what you're doing, there's so much more that you could do that what you're doing is always going to be completely crushed by all the stuff that you could have done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just an awareness. It's kind of a humility thing. Anyhow, what are we talking about? The music. There's a way that I could play music, but I didn't bring my computer.
What are you trying to play?
The ones that you brought up. Mapping. I haven't heard that in when it was the fucking Worth It. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah, my top three are mapping, finite, and three bops and two thoughts.
Yeah, that's a whole different genre.
Those are my top three. Which one do you want me to play?
No, what I was going to say is the newest generation of music is 8 verses. But before that is Young Davy and Weak Sheep.
Young Davy and Weak Sheep.
But basically, all the old stuff is on SoundCloud and all the new stuff is on Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Apple Music and a bunch of other things too. But yeah, I know that these microphones are hella dusty.
No, you're good. Man. You're good. As long as it works, all that matters.
Yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, the next time I do something with you, I'll definitely have to hook it up so we could play music on here because that seems like a lot of what we're going to be discussing.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, what's the newest music?
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, on my spare time, I just pretty much listen to other people's music, not just like popular artists that are well known, like local artists that no one has ever heard of.
Yeah.
Like I have friends and I have concerts I went to that I was like, damn, I need to check out all their songs, So I think for yours, it was there was just one day, there's just one day where I'm just not doing nothing. I was like, you know what? Like I have a list of music I've listened to. I've Veil the Wonder, have Sam Ruckus, have Jay LaRay.
Oh yeah, Jay LaRay. That's how you say his name. I thought it was Jay Laurie.
I say Jay LaRay. It could be both. You never know.
Okay.
But yeah, Jay LaRay, and then You know, I had Combies too because he makes beats. I had Ape. Ape's music is so good.
It is.
So good. And yeah, just people I just seen live, and I was like, damn, I gotta listen to their music, even though they don't go on tour no more because they either disbanded or they just don't make music no more. But I listened to it and I still show my support. But yeah, for yours, like I just sat down. I was like, you know what, dude, like I'm gonna just go through my yearbook, which was in middle school, and then just listen to your music while I do that. So there's some times where I'm like, damn, this is really good, you know. And then there's some lyrics I just catch, or I'm just like hella laughing, you know, because it's just, you know, it's the lyrics that you make, and you know me that when you say some stuff, I just start laughing. But a lot of it's good, man. I told Combies about it. I showed him mapping. I was like, dude, have you listened to JP's music? He's like, not in a long time. I'm like, dude, like listen to all his songs, and dude, this is dope, you know. And then some of his stuff, some of his voice changing is hella funny too. Like you're it's a mixture of emotions, man, because you're listening to it, and it's like some stuff's funny, some stuff is deep, and then some stuff is like, whoa, you know, like he's saying a lot of vocabulary and a lot of lyrics that have so much background behind it, you know.
Yeah.
So that was good, man. I listened to all your songs in one day. I remember.
That's crazy. Well, you listen to the older songs, but in those are kind of more pure in a way. Like the less I know about making music, the more raw the music is that I make, and there's something that was very childish and playful about stuff that I mean, for a minute I was taking rapping a little seriously, and I think I got worse at it by doing that. But everything on SoundCloud is like, I mean, if I were to tell someone how I recorded it or where I recorded it, they'd be like, "Oh, you have no idea what you're doing."
Yeah.
Like I recorded stuff outside at parks a lot, and just walking around with this microphone with the onboard mics, and I liked it, and it was fun. It was, I mean, what's cool to me is, like you were saying, listening to local people who you know, and being like, "Yeah, that guy's music, like I know him, and he created this thing. It's beautiful."
Yeah, of course.
And I feel that way about Ape, Sam, Ruckus, Jay Laurie, Jay
Lorian.
I only met him a couple of times, but the 4E people, especially, it was cool. Like seeing somebody drop something and being like, "Yeah, I know this person, and I like it." Mm-hmm. It's powerful.
Yeah, it seems like everybody on campus knew who Black Jesus was. You know.
I didn't really know his music.
I mean, not his music, but just his presence.
His
you
presence,
know,
yeah.
his
high top,
b-boying, his energy, and it was
yeah.
like. Everyone was like, yo, yeah, you're from 4E, right? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yo, welcome to Black Jesus. Like, some guy I never even met, and he saw my 4E shirt, and I was like, dude, like, he doesn't go here. He's transferred, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess a lot of people loved him, which is pretty awesome, because that dude's got so much good, positive energy, and he's always so positive. I've only seen him, like moody once about like a personal issue at an event. But yeah, dude, like, when I was listening to your music after, I was like, dude, like, because I know I listen, like, some of your lyrics, you're just like, I gotta hit delete on my rap sheets, you know, and all that.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, dude, like, this guy's like really like dedicated to his music, because you have so many. How many tracks do you have on SoundCloud? Like 50, 60?
A lot.
Yeah. So I'm just like, dude, like this guy had the time to write these lyrics, get a beat, put it on a microphone, and just start spitting, you know? I was like, dude, that's time and effort. I was like, dude, this guy really a lyricist, you know?
Well, you know
that's what I thought.
Is that the way I was living at the time was, like now, I had a lot of spare time. Like even when I was tutoring,
Yeah.
It's a job, but it's not really a like 9-to-5 type of job. So I was in this halfway house, like recovery house thing when I first moved to San Jose.
Yeah.
And there, pretty much all I did was make music. Besides, like when we were at they would bring meeting people in for like NA or AA meetings, and we'd go to that. But that was like once every couple of nights. And for the most part, we just had dead time. Like, you know, you take your pills in the morning, you eat breakfast with everybody, and then you go to your group activities like throughout the city.
Yeah.
And we would do counseling and like meditation stuff. But aside from that, like, that was our only job, was staying stable. So then for me, I was already like like when I was younger, I was a super academic person. Like I cared a lot about grades. I studied hard. And then when I was there, I was kind of like, well, I don't have school to focus on
Yeah.
or nothing that's super challenging for me.
Mm-hmm.
So the music was really that challenge. It was like the music was my real job, like capturing the time. And it's enjoyable to make it and it's enjoyable to listen to it afterward. So it's a win-win.
No, definitely. Like looking over a finished product and you're like, damn, this is dope, you know?
Yeah.
So I do for video editing. When I made my Tenet video, I'm just like, this is dope, you know? It's not what I expected, but it's close to there, you know? I'm just like,
So you're saying 10-day video?
Tenet.
Tenet.
The movie.
Right. The movie. Right.
You should check it out, man. You'll be blown away. You're like, damn, what the heck?
Tenet, the movie.
Yeah, it's something you won't expect because Christopher Nolan, the director, he changes the whole like aspect of like real time versus another world time, you know? It's like someone will be next to you like across the screen and it's inversed. It's reversed. So there's an inverted and there's like a non-inverted world. There's two different worlds and it's insane, and I got inspired and I created it. It was a school project. I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't a school project. I'm like, oh, you can make any video you want. I was like, I always wanted to make a video like that. So yeah, man, doing that, video editing is time consuming. You can make a minute and 30-second video and it'll take almost a full day.
Wow.
Or countless of hours. So yeah.
Is that video available on YouTube or something?
Yeah, it's on my Facebook, it's on my Instagram, it's on my TikTok. I don't really use TikTok. I only use TikTok when I post something I make, you know?
Okay. What's your Instagram name?
The main one for people to see, it's Jacob Denna.
It's Jacob Denna.
Yeah,
okay.
So on TikTok and Instagram, it's there for people to see, and I feel like I did a good job. I mean, shout out to the person who recorded me moving in backwards, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I did. If you look at it, everything I do is backwards. Like I walk backwards, the actions I do are backwards. For example, like I'm longboarding and a car is going past me, but I have to revert it to make it look like it's the car's going backwards and I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
So what I did was, a car goes forward, but I have to longboard backwards while facing my opposite side, which was really tough to do. So I was pretty happy. People was like, how'd you do that with a skateboard? Like you're going forward and the car's moving back. How'd you do that? I was like, dude, every movement I have to do backwards.
Yeah.
Like I was doing a backwards motion right next to the light rail, and the thing almost freaking hit me because I didn't notice it. Like it was strolling, and I'm like right here,
Wow.
walking backwards, and I'm sure the driver was like, "What the hell is he doing?" You know. But anyway, yeah, dude. I mean, looking over something you worked hard for and you put the time and effort and you produce it, like you may not get a lot of views, but like in your mind, like, damn, this is good.
Yeah. I often feel like, damn, this is good. And then I come back to it later and I'm like, damn, this is good when I finish.
Yeah.
Then I come back to it and I'm like, oh, I should have done this differently.
It's always like that.
I should have done this differently.
Always
now
like
that I see it from a bird's eye view,
yeah,
it's not really as dope as I thought because it has all these mistakes in it.
exactly. It's kind of like a life choice too, you know, like you think of something back a year ago, like dang, maybe I should have went to this event, or dang, maybe I should have said yes to this, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's always going to be like that. And that's why in my mind, I'm like, damn, if I went back in time, I would have done this different, you know?
Yeah. But it's cool to have like products that you can view as like, okay, this is a done thing. It's finished. I can look at it. Even if I am going to critique it as I look at it,
Yeah.
I still have something to look at. And you can have like each project you do can mark the times. It's like, okay, this is where I was at this point, and this is evidence of that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I never made music, but I always sang cover songs.
Yeah.
And I feel like the positive thing is you memorize the lyrics and you sing it over the beat instrumental. And that's what I do in open mics, you know? Like I'll do cover songs and I'll sing it to a crowd, you know? Same thing I did for battle rap for like half a year. I just wanted to try it. And it's just like it's like roasting somebody is not something I do in front of them.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm a huge battle rap fan. You know, I've traveled to the Philippines for it, and that's where it started. And so I want to try it. So it's cool to come up with words to roast another person, and it's cool to produce it. But some stuff is like, okay, this might not. This probably didn't work out, or in my heart, I just felt like roasting that person. It wasn't a good feeling, Like my last battle was in 2020 before COVID hit. Like the dude flew from Texas, and I had some lines from him about Texas and his woman. And turns out that he brought his woman and his kid with him. So I turned around to her and I'm just like, look, before this battle starts, I gotta apologize if I say some stuff about you. And like, no, don't apologize. That's part of battle rap, which is true. You could say whatever you want as long as you're, there's some stuff you gotta watch out. You can't be, can't use the race card or anything, or anything that's a sensitive topic that you might get bashed for it. But I mean, honestly, when it comes to like, hey, I want to try this, you just go for it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I got goals too that I want to do. What's preventing me is just this life that we're living in with having to pay bills. You have to focus on your education, make time for family, make time for friends. And then, man, just whatever hobby times you have, just an hour or so a day, it pays off.
So you were saying you went to the Philippines?
Yeah.
How did that happen? What's that?
Man, so long story short, high school, I got into hip hop with some friends and we started freestyling a lot. And we had a group chat, just me of us, shout out to my friend Jeremiah and Subhan from high school. And one of them sent me a video. It was like, hey, this is what a real rap battle looks like. And I never knew what it was, I don't even know what rap battle was. Well, I mean, 8 Mile, of course, the freestyle rap battles. But when it comes to written stuff, like he sent me these two guys from the Philippines that in this battle he just started, and this guy named Protege was roasting this guy so hard, and I was like, damn, this guy's talking shit, dude. Like he said something like, he says, get a rapping starter kit, or he says, I'll leave your face all bloody like a woman's napkin monthly. I'm like, damn. I'm like, dude, I would never come up with that. But he said some stuff, dude. I was just like, dude, this is funny. This is entertaining, It's hell entertaining. Yeah, he was saying some dude. He was roasting. And the other guy, he was cool too because he referenced a lot of anime, cartoons, Mortal Kombat, and I got that stuff, like I understood everything he said. He said some Johnny Cage line, and he said some Ash, Pikachu. So he did some references. Like I kind of understand that, but the crowd, they're from the Philippines, so sometimes they might not understand some of the lines. But yeah, the guy Protege, dude, he was kicking his ass, and he freestyled too, which was pretty cool. And I just got hooked, man. Like I started watching more battles. I was following the events that they were doing. And towards high school, I just started becoming like a hip hop head.
Yeah.
And then they did Tagalog battles, which is their language in the Philippines. I just started watching, and I can't understand it, but I watched for the entertainment. I don't know why it was so funny. So they did both languages for a couple years, and they stopped doing English because I guess they couldn't find the amount of people to continue it. So they stopped it. They did Tagalog battles, and I just kept watching it, and then I started becoming fans of them, had favoritisms and all that. And when I first started Dianza, that's when I really got hooked. Like I would watch it every time I was at Dianza, like on a break. And in the MCC building, I was upstairs watching it on my phone. And I remember they had a tournament, and my favorite was on that. He was in the finals, and I was watching in the cafeteria, and when he lost, I was like in shock, I'm like, I yelled, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't bring attention, but I was like, what? But anyway, dude, I said, you know what? One day I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there and watch it because I've been a fan.
Not to compete, to watch them.
Yeah, just to watch it. Just to watch them, see these people I've seen on camera for years and go see them. And I did that. I sold my Chevy Blazer because it was just dying on me. Yeah, half of it was for the Philippines trip, and then half of it was just spending money. Because I didn't really need a truck, man. Like I wasn't going around places, so I sold my truck. I'm like, Dad, like this is what I want to do. I want to go to the Philippines. They thought I was crazy going there alone.
Yeah, that does seem crazy.
Not knowing what's going over there. And when I finally went there to the event, dude, it looked just like it was on camera. I met all the artists there. I kept in touch with some of them before I went there. I'm like, hey, I'm from America. I've been a huge fan for years. Can I get an autograph or a picture? Like, yeah, come through, man. And sure enough, my favorite guy, he saw me. And I said his name. And he took me backstage with all the rappers, the battle rappers. And I was like in shock, dude. I was like, dude, this is you. You guys have been seeing on YouTube. You guys have millions of views and fans. Like, it's such an honor. And they were so happy, dude, because they're, especially the host. He's like, dude, we've never gotten a foreigner from any country to come here on their own will to fly over here and watch an event. I'm like, dude, it's just faith, man. It's just how it was. And
that's crazy. So you really love battle rap, written battle rap.
Yeah, written battle rap, freestyle, hip hop. I think hip hop is just taking me to different categories, you know, that just got my interest. And that's how I started. That's how I joined 4E, because I just love hip hop. I wasn't a singer. I wasn't an artist. I wasn't a beat maker. You know, I mean, I love to be an organizer. I love to organize events and all that, which I did. I hosted 3 battle rap events at Dianza. I never thought I would do that, because I envisioned it before I joined 4E. I'm like, I'm going to host a battle rap one day. And I did.
And that was after you had already been to the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. That was probably 2 times already. Yeah. The people are super nice. The food is good. Everything's cheap there. You get treated like royalty from the artists, because I think they're really appreciative of me going over there, because the flight tickets, dude, they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. And the hotels and the food, I'd be probably spending like $1,500 for that whole trip, and that's just a week and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's the story. And I've made so many good friends there, and I want to go back. And they're asking me to go back. Like, hey, Jacob, when you're coming back? I'm like, dude, I was 2020 in March. They had the biggest hip hop event. Flip Top was what it was called, the Battle League, and they had a hip hop event was 3 days, I believe, 2 days, and they had all the artists that I followed and I wanted to see live for the longest time. And then that's when COVID hit. I had my flight booked, and I got scared, man. I didn't go, and I totally regret it. But that's the story, man. I still want to go again and see all the people that I love there. They're like my family, you know?
Yeah. So another question, this is a little off, but I skate here. I'm still like a little bit of a skater. You like Volcom.
Yeah.
Well, what is the backstory on the Volcom, and you, why did you pick Volcom to put by your name as an artist?
I chose Volcom because in high school, Tilly's, which is a store in some malls, that was my favorite store to go to. It always has been.
Skate shop.
Yeah, skate shops. Like you can say Zoomies, Vans, but Tilly's was one of them, because Tilly's had a variety of different brands. They had Volcom. They had some Vans there. They had Hurleys there. There was one called I forgot. It was like a gunmetal logo. But they had so much good stuff there. And Volcom, something about Volcom was their designs mainly, because Volcom is the black and white diamond, and their designs were like the best. That's why I wear them. Yeah. The only thing I didn't like about Volcom was like the more you wash it, the more like kind of wear down it gets. Like you wash it so many times, like it looks like you're wearing a V-neck, you know? Honestly, bro, like the neck just starts sinking down. That's just a reminder. Closing? No, 8 p.m. is students only. It's their rule. But no, dude, like, yeah, that's the only thing I didn't like about Volcom, and they wear it down. So like every time I have to wear the shirt, I have to pull the back shirt back so this can go up, you know? Yeah. The front can go up. But yeah, I loved Volcom, and I bought so many shirts. I wish I would have kept them to show people. Whoever the art designer was during those times, man, that was the best. Those were the best years, like 2007 through I want to say 12, like, no, probably to 13 or 14. Those were the days where those logos were like the best. Like you see diamonds all over, lots of colors, and it was like so eye opening, you know. And so that's why I chose Volcom. And years go by, and I remember I first started SJC in 2018 in fall. Me and my father, she took me shopping to go Volcom at Livermore Outlet, and I bought so much stuff there. I bought a backpack, I bought the socks, I bought the pants, the shirts. They had a dress shirt there, so I was all decked out.
Yeah.
And the word Volcom on my name, my username, sometimes is just like let's see, I have Volcom right here. It's just
so your name is Volcom Jacob.
Yeah, you could say Volcom Jacob. My gamer name now is Positive Citizen. I just changed that recently because, you know, I just like to keep things positive with people, you know, and I think bringing people together in a video game community when everyone's busy, I feel like it just brings more positivity and more joy to others. So, and the citizen is just, you know, I'm just a citizen. And there was actually a band from the Bay Area named Positive Citizens. They're not a band no more. It was like a while back. And they played some good music there. And I was like, you know what? Like, I like that name too. So I just used it as my gamer name. But yeah, back to the Volcom. I mean, I was like, you know, I want to work there one day. And I did in 2020 during COVID. Worked there for a year and got so many discounts. And
At what store?
the Great Mall Volcom. And then I think the coolest part about it was I talked to the general manager of one of the Volcom headquarters. And I wanted to make a shirt named Volcom Jacob, which I did. And I wanted to make a poster, like a what's the thing on Word? There's wide and then there's like portrait or landscape, whatever. So it was like a wide poster. This is Volcom Jacob behind my desk, which was pretty cool. So yeah, that's just where it starts, man. Like a clothing brand just to characterize who I am. I think that's pretty cool.
And it's a skate brand, and you, like myself, are involved in the skate world and the hip hop world.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to know how to skate more. I mean, I know how to just like glide and skate around, but when it comes to like doing flips and jumping off stairs and hopefully in the future do some mega ramps, like I'd be down to, I mean, I know it's risking your body for injuries, but I mean, you got to try it, you know?
Yeah. I wish I would have learned vert stuff, like using ramps and bowls. But I started off street skating, which is just doing tricks on the sidewalk, jumping on and off curves.
Yeah.
Jumping stairs, building ramps, I guess. So, but everything that I did was like in the street category. And I think knowing about how to use bowls and ramps, half pipes properly, I think that lasts longer. It might be like damaging to your joints, but like you're just going with the flow. Of course. It seems like closer to surfing and snowboarding than landscape or street skating is.
Yeah, and it's funny too because when you see like skid marks on like any concrete stuff that has like stairs or something, like that's skater mark right there, you know?
It is.
That's like marking their territory. Like, yo, skaters are out here doing their thing,
grinding poles and shit.
Yeah, and I remember, like 4 or 5 years ago, I was in a phase where I just started watching skaters versus humans, you know, because they never like them skating in their property or damaging stuff, and some skaters got treated like unfairly too. Like they got attacked for it. Cops were just being dicks about it, and I remember one of them, like two of these skaters were trying to escape, like play hide and seek with a security cop at Kmart. So that's But yeah, man, skating is just I was a big fan of Tony Hawk games. I think that's where it started.
That's definitely where it started for me.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 and 3.
Tony Hawk Underground 1.
Underground, yeah.
No, 2.
Underground 2?
I don't know. I think 2.
And there was a PS2 one. It was called All American something.
I don't know.
Okay.
I started playing video games with my older brother, and we played Tony Hawk and racing games and stuff. But then once I started skating, I pretty much stopped playing the video game. And then, so anything video games, I'm like, talk to my brother about that. I have no idea.
Yeah. I feel like every kid growing up should have some video games in them, because there's so much to enjoy as a kid. I know it's electronic. I know it's kind of different now because kids nowadays have app games on their tablets and they have a Switch. But I'm like, dude, back in our days in the early 2000s, these games were just so childhoodish, And the best part about it was you have all these 2000 and 1900 bands playing behind the games, you have Rob Zombie, you have Blink-182, Green Day, Cypress Hill. You had all these bands, bro. POD. The list goes on, man. And music and video games together is what creates that childhood, And I mean, movies as well. But I'm talking about me for video games. It's just the game itself, and then the music that was playing in the background. That's how we just developed it. Oh, you knew Cypress Hill when you were 10 years old or 8 years old. Who taught you this? I'm like, dude, it was in the game,
Yeah.
You can't blame me because Twisted Metal 4 had Cypress Hill in it, and Rob Zombie. And I was like, dude, and then wrestling, WWE. I grew up with WWE, so.
Wouldn't it be cool to have your music or have some music where the creator, have that in a video game? That'd be wild.
That would be wild.
Sam Ruckus in a video game.
Yeah, bro.
A fighting game. Probably.
I'm trying to let's say Tekken. Man, what's a good Sam Ruckus song you put in there? Because it's got to be intense. I know Sam Ruckus got a lot of intense songs, but when it comes to adrenaline rush and fighting,
I know Fade. I know two of his songs off the top of my head are Fade and Window.
I love Fade. Fade's one of my favorite songs. I don't believe in God, but still I pray. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the violin behind it is really good. I love that. But for Tekken, I want to say there's this one where he just goes off because I remember seeing it live. But yeah, I could definitely see a Sam Ruckus being in a Tekken. You know what? You can actually do that. I remember Tekken Tag Tournament 2, the one before Tekken 7. I had a friend who modded their PS3 to have their own soundtracks in the game level.
Wait, before you go on, what is Tekken?
You know what Tekken is?
No.
Tekken is a fighting game. You have guys like Hayachi, Jin, Devil Jin, Ha Rang, who's my favorite character. You have King. He's got a lion head on.
None of these are ringing a bell. But.
Oh, man. Tekken is it's my favorite fighting game, man, because Tekken is even Snoop Dogg made a song about Tekken because it's that popular. It still has tournaments nowadays, and it's one of my favorite fighting games. And I feel like it's one of the best because of course you got Street Fighter, you got Marvel vs. Capcom, but I feel like Tekken is that is the top one. Yeah, man. I can see
skating and hip hop.
Yeah, I know what. Have you ever played Jet Set Radio Future?
The song?
The game.
The game? No. So you said Future, so I was guessing that was a song.
So pretty much Jet Set Radio is a rollerblading game.
Okay.
In 2002, I think, and that was so hip hop, because the songs they played there, the intro, everything was hip hop based, and a lot of it mostly was graffiti art. I mean, it was vandalism because you're a street gang rollerblading and spraying, but you're actually doing graffiti art on walls. But the music behind it, the DJ, you could just feel the hip hop in that game, and that's I wish there was more of that like that.
Yeah. That is an interesting point that the music in video games is very influential on the people. It is on kids.
It is, man, and I don't think kids will get that nowadays, man. You'll get a lot of rap on a Madden game, or you get a lot of just sounds in a game. You won't actually get actual artists in a video game. Not that I can think of. You can say Call of Duty. I can't even think of a mainstream song on that game nowadays. Everything is just sound based, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It makes the game good, but I'm just saying back then people were just the video game creators were just throwing mainstream artists into their games, and that was the best. That was the best thing ever. But Tony Hawk 1, Goldfinger, the band, when the Superman song, that was like one of my favorite songs growing up, and I saw them live playing that song finally, and I was like, damn, dude, this brings back like kids won't know who these guys are. Kids won't understand Tony Hawk Pro Skaters or it's just and these cartoons as well. Yeah, I feel like we all grew up as at the best time, the best moments. Because I feel like if we grew up now with these video games, it just I don't know, it just doesn't seem the same because everything's like 4K and everything's so high def, you know.
Yeah, but you can always make that argument. Every generation thinks that they had it, that what they had might be more precious than what's coming.
Yeah, you could be right because, like, my dad's age, you know, they had Atari, Sega, all the older generation games, like arcades, you know, like Centipede, Galaga, Pac-Man, like that was their generation. And don't get me wrong, dude, like I love those games. Those games are really cool.
Yeah. Video games. I was never that into video games except Tony Hawk, and then I phased out of it, as I said before. But it's interesting to hear what gamers have to say about that, because it seems like you're a zombie when you're playing video games. You're glaring at the TV, just hacking at this controller, grunting, yelling at the screen, talking shit to each other.
Yeah, those were the best days, man.
From the outside, that doesn't look all that appealing.
No, it doesn't.
But I mean, it is a good experience, I keep hearing. So
yeah, it's that's just the way of, I feel like, growing up as a teenager doing that. Just
were you ever into Fortnite?
Yeah, when it first came out, I played it with 4E because we had a group.
Yeah,
I was never good. I mean,
what is Fortnite? One of my roommates used to play all night. I just remember him screaming, "Yeah!" Like, build. Yeah, whatever.
Give me that gold shotgun.
I remember him screaming more than I remembered what he was screaming.
Drop the gold scar.
Yeah. What's the objective? You build something and then you attack each other?
Pretty much, it's a battle royale. You start off, you skydive, you pick whatever spot you want to go, collect guns, and you have like a little pickaxe, kind of like Minecraft, where you got to crush metal, wood, steel to collect as much as you can so you can build yourself in case someone attacks you, and you got to use that material to block yourself or build your way up to get a height advantage. Like the reference on Star Wars 3, like, I have the high ground. Like that's the advantage of Fortnite because you're shooting down your opponent. But pretty much it's like a battle royale. Last man standing wins. You have like a barrier shield where it starts closing by the minute, and you have to stay inside the barrier or else you'll lose health and eventually die. That's how to end the game quicker. But no, Fortnite has evolved, man. Like when I first started playing Fortnite, like you would have to really grind out to win, you know? Nowadays you can use a flying car, shopping carts, boosters. You can do so much stuff. Like it makes the game more interesting and fun. But back when we used to play it, when I had the 4E group, like everything was from scratch. Like you would have like a jump pad, a parachute, but you wouldn't have like all these stuff like cars and all that.
Yeah,
it's a good game. It's still popping, you know, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
like I got nephews playing that.
Yeah. All right, I think it might be time for me to wrap things up with the most important question in the universe.
The most important question in the universe.
Run or flee?
Run or flee? It's a good one. I would run.
That's right. Thank you for your time, man.
Thank you.
Strawberry, blueberry, one berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? Bucket naked doing mathematics. Hey, dynamic, I don't mind static. Hey, can't deny it, I might die tonight. Hey, every rainbow's just white light. Keep my toppings on top. Helicopters, raindrops, draw the whole lot. Cartographer, think about thoughts. Philosopher, check the bars with a barometer. Not a day without chefing, that's negligence. Don't trust what I say, check the evidence. It all depends on the mold you were shaped in. What you make from the leaves that you rake in. Either you get it or you don't. Either it's burnt bread or it's toast. Either a wavelength or a note. Either a joke or a real quote. Either use it or lose your vote. Strawberry, blueberry, one berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? Not the most musical, more Dr. Seussical. All my work's useless until a chef's funeral. I'm a nuisance, the proof's in the juices. Used to spread soups, now I'm writing like Newton. She's smoking estrogen and progesterone. Popped it in the vape, took it to the dome. I might hit the testosterone. Chef's cut, dopamine with the serotonin. I can't tame it if it's too tame. I can't name it, it's a new name. Left, right when the life came. Every night play the dice game. Draw the lines through the right planes. Is it mean if I don't mean it? What's a fucking mean to a deviant? And not to diss you, but you stop chefing. I don't miss you, I have no tissue. Strawberry, blueberry, one berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? I keep it one more than 1,000. I see these sheep charged up, keep it grounded. Somebody show these where the pound is. I think the kitchen's getting crowded. Same place, different state. Same shit the chefs love, the sheep hate. Keep my beats in a briefcase. Never cheap with the beefsteak. Nothing's free in that sweepstake. I think they're locked into the optics. I'm like the opposite, I'm like their compliment. I'd rather say a lot with a little. Sold the violin, got a fiddle. If you don't experiment, you don't walk. You wanna talk, but are you really about the chalk? Then please shut the fuck up. Enough is enough. Cheap-ass arguments get your tongue cut. Strawberry, blueberry, one berry, two berry. That's a snack, blackberry. Hey, do I really want the stem or the cherry? Do you really want the stem or the cherry? Do you really want the stem or the cherry? Do you really want the stem or the cherry? Do you really want the stem or the cherry? Do you really want the stem or the cherry?